Hello, hello. It's Wednesday.
It is. Hello.
I'm coming. So we got onto our first call this morning at 8 o'clock, and I was wearing the exact same shirt as one of our clients. So she went and changed real quick. This is Cabby's Heart of Cabby shirt. So 100% of the net proceeds go to women and children who are in need. And so I always love this shirt that they choose. And of course, it's my colors. I absolutely love the colors this time. So I had it on. So thankfully, it was a Cabby stylist who had another beautiful shirt at her fingertips to change into. But that was kind of funny. And then I just returned home from Nashville. My family went out there. We were celebrating a friend's birthday, and the friend convinced us to go with her while she got a tattoo. And look what I came home with. I came home with my own tattoo.
Remind me to never go on vacation with you where there's a tattoo parlor across the street.
Yeah. So my husband sat there as my son, my daughter, and myself. All three got tattoos, and he's just like, what is happening right now? This is so not my wife, because my daughter came home with a tattoo when she turned 18, didn't tell us, didn't ask for permission. Yes, she was 18, but I lost my mind. I was so upset that she did that. And now here I find myself, you fast forward 3 years, and I find myself sitting in a tattoo parlor with my children getting tattoos. It's like, oh my gosh. But yeah. So for everybody who's watching, the millions of people who are watching right now, who are dying to know what this says, it says, choose to be happy. Yeah. And so I can see it every single day. And I remind myself that it is a choice. It is absolutely a choice. And there are so many thoughts that I unintentionally have that my primitive brain wants to be really dramatic about, that certainly do not make me feel happy. And I used to think that it was circumstances that were making me feel unhappy. And it's not. It's the thoughts that I'm unintentionally having. And with intention, I will have the awareness of how that's playing out for me. That might have me overeating. That might have me over drinking. That might have me lashing out. That might have me being distracted, scrolling social media, binge watching Netflix, yada, 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 yada. I'm just trying to throw it all out there because these are all things I still do, right? But comes a time where you get to that crossroads. And if you can see it in black and white, you can see how the mind math is playing out for you. And you can be objective about it and say, you know what, I don't want to create these results for myself consistently. I actually want to create something different. You actually have a choice, but it takes intention. It takes being intentional about creating awareness as to why it's even happening, that you have a primitive brain and you also have a prodigy brain. The primitive brain runs on default. It's very reactive. The prodigy brain it's intentional. It's often making decisions based on data, not drama. So these are all things that we teach. Behind me, you'll see the mind math of a primitive brain and prodigy brain. These are ones that we worked on today during our classes. So at 8 o'clock, we had our masters, which we talked about what, Rhonda?
Well, first of all, I see more tattoos in your future. You got so many different things that you say that you're going to have to put them all over.
Oh, God.
I'm anxious to see where you put them. Okay, so we had a couple of big things in Master this morning. So first of all, one of the things that I loved is when you talked about the fear of doing something because you might fail. It can be stifling and stop you in your tracks. And you just said how it was so great to recognize that you even have the fear and what it's doing. So that was one of the things that I really love that you talked about.
Yeah. And I think not letting you, having the awareness that fear is there. And that just in and of itself is so huge. Having an awareness that, oh, this is me feeling scared, right? And not making it mean anything about you. It's just an emotion you're experiencing because of a thought that you're having. Like, that's a huge step in the right direction. You could be intentional with your thinking, though. Like, fear is something you're experiencing, you could be intentional with your thinking and be like, and this is what builds resiliency. This is what strengthens my like muscle to show up. Like that's when you start moving mountains, is when you can be intentional about how you want to think about being scared.
Yeah, so many of our clients are the fear of being perfect. Like they just feel like they can't start because they want to be perfect in what they're doing. And you're really good to prompt them and just asking themselves a couple of questions. Can I just? Can I, what would it look like if I did it imperfectly? I love that, where it's like, and everybody, the chat just kind of went on fire once you brought those questions to light.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened in Self-Made Mind and Body?
So Self-Made Mind and Body, of course, we had the question that came up about weight and somebody being frustrated about not losing weight or losing it fast enough. And so you were very quick to kind of go through how is that really true? Is that really true? And is there other measurements other than the scale, the number on the scale? We're always so fixated on that number. And so it was really great coaching in the Self-Made Mind and Body today on that.
It's a little bit of a smackdown, I think. Oops.
Sorry, Lynn.
It was, I honestly, both calls, I felt like there was a little bit of a smackdown, but I will say that those are the coaching calls that will be so impactful, because they were, to me, like when my coach really kind of gets to the, the root of it and says, so you have these two opposing beliefs. This one's making you feel like crap, and this one's actually making you feel curious or motivated or confident. Why the hell are you choosing this? Why are you so fixated on this? Because it really does boil down to the fact that whichever one you're going to focus, they're both beliefs for you. They're both truths for you. You've already told us that. Why are you choosing to be unhappy? Choose to be happy. Choose to be happy.
Choose to be happy. Exactly. Good thing you have it written there. Just in case you forget, you can just read it up.
Oh, I'll forget. Yeah.
You talked about the scale is the lagging indicator, and that really hit home with several people on that call.
Mm-hmm. It is. I don't know. I mean, I think anybody who's very familiar with a home bathroom scale, it doesn't always show the direct cause or the immediate cause and effect, right? It is a lagging indicator. Yeah. And but if you're basing your happiness off of that, what that lagging indicator says, it might not be the most optimal way for you to live. You might not be really thoroughly enjoying your life. What if we just took the scale out of the equation altogether? So I was giving the example to somebody who does step on the scale every single day, and she's looking for those magical 3 numbers to decide whether she's going to be happy or not. I'm like, okay, so what if I came in to your bathroom and like manipulated the scale? I turned the dial down to those magical 3 numbers. And then I looked at you and said, okay, there you go. You get to be happy. It's not the numbers, you guys, that's making you feel something. It's the thoughts that you're having about it. And that is like that illustration right there should sum it up for you. It's the way that you're choosing to think about yourself. And if you're unhappy, here's your call to action. Understand what thoughts are making you unhappy. And then do the damn work. That's going to be the next tattoo. Do the damn work.
I believe it. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. For sure. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's absolutely about your thoughts and emotions. And that is what's going to get you to everything you want to accomplish in your life, the way you're thinking about it. Because then you show up in a completely different way, and sky's the limit.
Yep. All right. Coaching and cocktails. Do you want to say anything about that?
Oh, yeah. You know what? We are doing this new coaching and cocktails party. Tracy comes out. If you're in the Twin Cities area, she comes to your home, and it's just the newest thing that's going to be on the horizon in house parties. And believe me, I know all about them because I used to throw every kind of party there was. Cabbie, Pampered Chef, Still Potted, you name it, I threw it. And so we would love you to invite your friends and your family. You will change their lives forever by this one night of party. They're gonna come in. Tracy coaches, she teaches it in a very fun way. We have a hostess packet that makes it super easy. And you just invite the people, you pick the day, we show up, and Tracy does all the coaching, teaches them how to self-coach so that they take that with them and they can use it the rest of their life. It's awesome.
We're calling it a problem solving party. So you bring the problems, your guests bring their problems, we'll playfully solve them. But I'm going to teach you how to solve the mind math so that you can leave with that skill set in your toolbox and forevermore be able to solve your own problems. But like I said, or like Rhonda said, we'll do it in a fun and playful way.
Yeah. All you got to do is private message me, let me know if you're interested, and we will get you on the calendar.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, you guys. We'll talk to you soon.